Do you want to learn a quicker way of doing bulk stuff so when you're selling it or going to craft fairs, you haven't got to spend a long time weeding or putting stickers on or things like that? Well, this is what I've done here. I've got an order for quite a large number of coasters, and they all say I love crafting on them, and for some signs because they like my little saying, and I've actually got it on my shirt today as well. So I'm a crafter, not a hoarder, which I wish was true, but it's not, unfortunately, because I am a bit of a hoarder. Trouble is, they want well over 100 coasters and they want 30 of these signs. Normally I would do coasters and signs like this using my Cricut, weed them out, cut the vinyl out individually, but I just haven't got the time for that. So I'm looking for something different. And this is what I found, and I think you're going to love it. So if you're selling coasters or t-shirts or signs or anything like this, then this is definitely going to be the thing for you. It has made a massive difference. It's sped up my work so much, I cannot tell you. What I'm also going to do is coat these in resin as well so that they're nice and firm. This is the kit I use to make those coasters with, and it's by Kado. Brilliant kit. And thank you to everyone that got me a coffee. It's you buying me coffees that allows me to buy these kits and use them and test them and check them and show you what they're like. But this is an exceptionally good kit, and I've been wanting to get into this for a long time. So with the kit, you get full instructions, quite a lot of screen printing paint. You also get the tape to tape up the sides, the emulsion, which I'll show you in a second. You get your scraper, gloves, sticks, other scrapers, and you also get a little knife and 2 screens. Now, the advantage of using screen printing over using the Cricut is that once you've made the screen, and they're really easy to make, you can keep using it and using it and using it and using it. Unlike when you do with the Cricut, when you do one off, you have to keep weeding, printing, cutting it out using vinyl, weeding, cutting it out using vinyl. Or if you screen print using vinyl, then what happens is you can only get a few screen prints out of it because the ink gets under the vinyl, dislodges it, and you don't get clear prints. Where these you can mass produce for a long time, and it makes it so much more economical. It really couldn't be simpler, because if it was complicated at all, I wouldn't be doing it. I'd be struggling. My first bit of advice to you would be read these instructions. It is really important that you know what you're doing all the way through. They're really simple instructions. The first thing you need to be doing is ensuring that you mix up your activator, which is the diazosensitizer, into your screen print emulsion, which is this. Because this is what you're going to be using to coat your screens. And it comes with all the little measuring bits as well, and everything that you'll need. So pour this into one of the little cups that you've got, and then add 15 ml of water. Stir until it's dissolved. So that's all nicely dissolved now, and what you do is you pour that into this emulsion, and then you give this a really good stir. Don't use metal tools with this as well. You should always only use these wooden ones. And then put the lid on this as quickly as possible and keep in a dark place until you're ready to use it, because it is light sensitive. This kit also comes with the transparency film that you need. There are 2 sides to this. There's one that's a glossy side, and there's one that's a dull side. It's the dull side that you want to be able to print on, because that way it will dry really quick. And print on using a normal inkjet printer as well. Really simple to do. I printed out my images and what I want to say on both things. So this is going to be for the sign or the placemat and the t-shirt, because I love that I'm a crafter, not a hoarder. And then I've put I love crafting, and this is going to be for the coasters. My next job is to coat this in the photosensitive emulsion. Now, you need to do this in a fairly dark room, because obviously this is light sensitive, and then to put it in a box or cover it with something to allow it to dry. And I'm going to let this dry overnight, because that way I can be assured it's dry. Now, you'll have to excuse the quality of the picture in here, because I'm only running off the lights that are coming off my recording monitors. You don't need to put a really thick layer of this on, apparently, but it does need to cover up completely. I'm pouring some on like that. I'm taking the squeegee that comes with it, and I'm running that down, pushing it through the actual thing. And then I'm going to turn it over and do exactly the same thing this side. And that now should be completely covered everywhere. Can't see any more holes or anything on that. And what I'm going to do is put that in a box now, that way up, so it's not laying flat on its face, and let that dry overnight. While my screens are drying, what I'm going to be doing is prepping my coasters and my table mat blank. I'm going to be using a white primer on these first, let that dry, and then go over with a matte paint, because it doesn't need to be glossy, because the resin itself makes that nice and glossy. The screen should be dry now. It's the next day, and what I need to do is set up the light ready. Now this is great because it comes with its own little stand as well, which is really easy to put together. So that took less than 30 seconds to put that together, and I will definitely be using that for other things to hang from. You also get 2 hooks, and then all you need to do is put your trays under there, and I'll show you how to set those up. But again, because it's light sensitive, you want to ensure that you're doing this in a fairly dark area, and actually on something quite dark as well, like this mat, so you don't get any light reflecting from above. The frame should be dry now with the emulsion on it, and what I need to do is cure that emulsion with these transfers on it in the dark. You need to also put these that way up so they're almost mirrored on the back. Now I've cut these out in exactly, I hope, the same size as the coasters themselves. So when I line the coasters up on here to do the pressing, I know that these are going to be in the right position. So they're on there now, and what I need to do is put this light on them for between 10 and 12 minutes, and I'm going to time it for 11 minutes to expose that, because I found that worked well with the previous one. I forgot to say, put a sheet of clear, clean glass over the top of it as well, because that'll hold these down in place really nice and flat and flush to the frame and prevent any light getting under there where you don't want it. So that's now had its 11 minutes, so I'm going to turn the light off and move that out the way. Take the piece of glass off, remove the little stencils, and then because I've got to take this outside to go up to the bathroom, I'm going to put a piece of cardboard underneath and above it before I take it outside, because it's quite light outside. I don't want it to cure anymore. I don't want it to cure the bits that shouldn't be cured. And now I'm going to use my normal shower spray, but with very cold water, to spray this down for about 3 minutes. Well, that's all been washed out now, and it's all set. So we can have the lights on now. It doesn't matter, because there's nothing now to set, because it is all set. Don't be tempted, whatever you do, to dry this with a cloth or anything like that, because you will damage the wet emulsion. You want it to be completely dry before you use it, and leave it to dry in the air, or use a very cool hairdryer. You don't want to be putting any heat on this. Well, my screen's all dry now, and it's all set up. This is how I put the coasters on the actual screen to cure. I can line that up. Yep, and look at that. It does fit on those coasters really, really well. Now, before I put the ink in there, what I need to do is go around the screen with some tape, which again is all supplied in the actual kit, and mark off these edges. And the reason is you don't want any of your paint getting under your edges at all and then spoiling what it is you're making. I've put the gloves on. These also come with the kit. I'm doing the matte first because I think that might be the best one to try, as I've not done this before. I am a little bit nervous about this. And then what I'm going to do is line that up on there to the best of my ability. And what I've done is I've put that round the wrong way. Because that needs to be along there to allow the scraper to get in. So all I'm going to do is move that ink and put it along here. Line that up the best we can. Yeah, I think that's right. There. Get my scraper. Go over it. And I think I'm going to go back over it again. And then lift it up. Oh, look at that. Oh my God. That's come out so good. Oh my God, I love it. Can you imagine how many of these you could get done in a day? Look how nice and clear that is as well. So that has worked really, really well. And you could mass produce these as well. I could probably print, I don't know, good 100 or 200 of these off in a day and then sell them. So I put a bit of brown paper down just in case I got any ink on my worktop. Now I want to put that on the front of this cotton t-shirt. Now it says to put a bit of cardboard or something in between your layers, and that prevents it going right the way through. I'm going to put it there. I want it fairly high up. Add my ink, hold this in place. Lift that up. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is so much easier than doing it with vinyl, and it's a lot more permanent. So I'm going to let that dry. Scrape off all the ink that I haven't used because I don't want to waste it, and put that back in the pot. I'm doing this one red. Now I'm going to keep this frame nice and steady, and then go there and pull that right across, and then any bits I haven't got I can just go from the other side, make sure that's covered all those coasters. Now let's look how it's come. Right, I'm going to turn that upside down and lift that off. I don't want to smudge them. Oh my goodness. Oh, look how quick that was. When I've finished doing all the printing, I will wash this out under just normal cool water so that if I want to change colours, then I can. I'm ready to coat these now, and what I'm going to be coating them in is the 4-hour demold resin by J. Diction. The other thing is, this is quite a thickish resin as well, so it's more likely to stay where I want it rather than run over the edge. Warm up your bottles because it needs to be above room temperature. That helps you to mix it a lot easier because it is quite a thicker resin, to get fewer bubbles in it when you're mixing it, but also it will help it do the curing thing as well. I'm using my leveling table here because this is quite important to ensure that that is level. I'm just going to give it a quick wipe over and then put my silicone mat over the top of it. You don't need to put a silicone mat over the top of it, but I know how messy I am, so I've cut a silicone mat that gives me the little hole as well so I can see it. I've centralized that really easily, and I'm not putting these on cups because this is a great resin, and I'm hoping I'm not going to spill it. The only thing that might cause me to spill it over a little bit would be because of I've got a slight tremor, but other than that they should be fine. And the other large big sign I shall do on my other leveling table off screen, and then show you what they all look like. Whenever I'm doming anything, what I like to do is pour a little bit into the middle like this and let that spread out for a few seconds, and then I'll go and move it around using a soft spatula or like this mixing stick here. Awesome, thank you to everyone that got me a coffee last month. If it wasn't for people like you, I wouldn't be able to buy these kits and do all these things. So moving that to the edges, because I find if I move everything to the edges first, when there's only a little bit of resin on there, I'm less likely to make a mess and get it flowing over the edge. Once I've got it to all the edges, I then top it up and put some more in the middle and allow that to find its own level and create a brilliant dome. Thank you to all my members whose names are coming up now. If you'd like to benefit from all of the perks of being a member, and there are lots, the link for that is in the description below. And this is one time you can use a torch. There's no silicone here involved, so you can torch off the bubbles to your heart's content and then let them cure up. These are all lovely and cured now, but they are not ready to have hot drinks put on them yet. Whenever you cure resin like this, always wait about 4 weeks before you use them for hot drinks, because in that 4 weeks these will fully harden and cure. And look, I didn't make a mess with any of them, and that leveling table makes a massive difference. Look at that. No unlevel bits of resin. Every one of them was level, and that is why none of it run off, because you've got it nice and level and you get an even coating. And how professional does that sign look? I think that has come out great. Again, because I used the leveling table, my other leveling table, there's no runoff on that at all, and it gives it a really good effect. And I think it makes it look really professional having them coated in resin. And I know the person that I'm selling these to, they're going to be using them as signs as well. Really easy to do, brilliant for bulk doing stuff like this. I'll definitely be getting some more screens and making some more screen printing products. With that, I've really enjoyed it. And there's the t-shirt as well that goes along with it. And the other ones have just been delivered. I've got it in several different sizes and some other colours, and I'm going to be making those up for the person. I'm sure these are going to sell well. Please move that like button if you've enjoyed this video. I have linked everything, including the screen printing kit, in the description below. I think it's a great hobby. Even if you don't want to put resin on it, it's still a great hobby. Thank you to everyone that got me a coffee. It's you people that allow me to buy these kits and try them out and test them out, because without that I wouldn't be able to afford to do it. So I really do appreciate that. If you want to learn about making money with resin, then check out the video that's coming up next. I think you'll find it really, really useful, and I give some hints and tips on things on how to make money with resin in that. Take care, enjoy your resin, bye.